The sweetest, most charming, most respectful woman who's loving and caring, quotation marks here, can go completely hypergamous and destroy the man that she supposedly loves in an instant, given the right set of circumstances which are completely outside of his control. Think of the countless examples of where a woman has lost weight or has made more money or met someone of higher status, and despite decades of supposed love and dedication to a guy, has, almost effortlessly leaped onto the next guy without even a perceivable ounce of remorse. But I myself, the same as so many other MGTOW, don't hate, despise, or even dislike women because of that reason, that behavior. See, from their perspective, it's rational. It's the right decision at the time that they made it. So you can't hate them for it. It's just what they are. Let me try to give a good cross example of this. Say for a moment that a guy, yourself even, whoever's listening, walks up and sees a $100 bill sticking out of a woman's purse. I'm going to assume that the vast majority of you would not snatch up that $100 bill, right? I mean, maybe a few of you would. Some people would, I'm sure. But most people would not grab the $100 bill, right? Because that's obviously stealing. There's the risk of getting caught. There's the offended woman. Jail time, it could get really bad. But punishments aside, it's just the nature of the act is wrong. So let's change the scenario. Let's say the purse, you know who it belongs to, but the purse is sitting on the side of the road and that person isn't around. The $100 bill is still sticking out of it. Now, I'm still in the field of people that would return the purse with the money in it, but I think that more people might be willing to have the money not be in there when the person gets the purse, but maybe still turn it in, right? Here's all your IDs and things. But, that's just how I found it. Then let's take it a step further. You don't know the woman. You've never met her, but you know where to find her. Or further than that, it's not a purse, it's just the $100 bill laying on the ground. We could go further and further down, but at some point, everyone has a limit where they're going to say, I feel comfortable taking that money. Because there's a point where we all rationalize that it's acceptable to keep it, whether it's not knowing the person personally or not being able to get caught or even just not wanting to make the effort to seek out those who lost it in the first place. Every single woman has a point. They have a limit within their relationships where they will justify hurting that man. For some, it may be as blunt and obvious as just literally seeing a better guy and walking away from him. She may not have any remorse whatsoever snatching that $100 bill away from the guy right in front of everyone, and she won't care. Though for most of them, it's going to be a point where they can rationalize it as an appropriate decision, where they remove their sense of guilt or remorse based upon the circumstances. Enough excuses, enough missed dates, enough forgotten birthdays, enough opportunities with a better guy. They have a limit, and it's entirely possible that a great deal of it has nothing to do with a negative behavior from the guy, and that all these supposedly good women that are, perfect girlfriends or the counter examples simply have not been in that circumstance yet. And I can claim that with the same level of confidence that I can say at some point, everybody's gonna stick that $100 bill in their pocket. No right-minded person, guy, whatever, would throw that money in the trash can or willingly just give it away to a stranger because they didn't happen to earn it. And they'd be foolish to do so. It's better to stick the money in their pocket if there's a point where they can morally justify it, at least assuming that there's any actual logic involved. So I don't hold that behavior against women. I'm not expecting them to be held accountable. I don't think they ever will for how they treat the guys that they're in relationships with. But I'll be damned if I'm not going to point it out. I am here to tell the men of the world, metaphorically and kind of literally in a way, put your money away. Stop leaving it out on the counter. Don't let it hang out of your pocket, because eventually a woman's going to be able to justify just snatching it up. And in her mind, it's going to be doing the right thing, or at the least acting acceptably. Relationships, be it serious or otherwise, are ticking time bombs. And treating the woman better or trying harder doesn't guarantee anything, and in some cases can actually have the opposite effect. So put your money in a bank or a sock drawer, if you know what I mean. Invest in ourselves. That is the best way to guarantee that we're not royally taken advantage of. The only way.